Yo, what is up, guys? I just saw one of the greatest works of art known as Code Geass. Yes, Code Geass. I know I came on late. I'm like 10 years late. The show came on around 2006, pretty much the same time as Death Note. A lot of parallels between the shows too. You know, main characters, they're both given these godly powers. They're both fucking geniuses, just prodigies of like intellect, if you want to say. But Code Geass, if you really compare the two, in my opinion, I'd say Code Geass was a step like one or two above. With really it focused on other characters. I know it had a bit more episodes, but still it focused on like other characters and just action mainly alone. It was pretty much just Death Note with like action, more fighting pretty much, and that's what for me just took it another huge notch ahead. And for Code Geass, it was just a God's work, man. It was just God's work. It was just a masterpiece, man. It was just like God wrote this above the sky. He was just like, I'm going to make this masterpiece, and he just did it, man. And just watch it, man. Seriously, I cannot like recommend you a better show. Is that a spider? No, it's not. Okay, but show starts out. Our main character Lelouch, a skinny young high school guy. He's just he was a Britannian. That's a race of people, I'm assuming. And this race of people, Britannian, apparently they struck the Japanese for like economical reasons, pretty much, just like America does, but they pretty much just like massacred a whole bunch of, Japanese people, took over, colonized the land, called it Area 11. And the thing was, when Lelouch, our main character, when he was younger, he was best friends with a Japanese guy. His name was Suzaku Kururugi. I love that name, Suzaku Kururugi. But anyway, yeah, these guys were friends because Lelouch, he was betrayed by this Britannia race. He was betrayed by the Holy Kingdom. And that's when he was friends with the Japanese guy, Suzaku. And, Suzaku took him into his home, raised him. So he's pretty much Britannian, raised as a Japanese person. And he understands that, hey, these people didn't do anything wrong. So he wants to be on their side. And it is really kind of complex. I feel like if I was younger, if I watched this like when it came out, I feel like I probably wouldn't understand, but I kind of understand it now. It's really just a bunch of oppression on the Japanese people. They renamed the whole land of Japan. They called it Area 11, and the show is very, very complex. But we find out when Lelouch gets his power from this other character. She's like an alien type immortal being. Her name is C2, and she gives Lelouch the power to. It's like a Sharingan, whatever you want to say. It's an eye power, and if you look someone in the eye, this symbol will appear. It's called the Geass, and a bunch of characters have it. Well, not a bunch, but a select few characters have it. But Lelouch, he's the first one we see who has it, and he'll look someone in the eye, and he'll tell them a command like, "Go die," "Obey me" or something, and people will do this command. It only works once on per person. But he used it to the best capabilities he can do it to. It's a pretty good power, but he just whatever he did was just godly anyway. So, and there's a whole bunch of deep meanings with the power. He gives it to his best friend Suzaku. He comes back. Suzaku actually did fight for Britannia because Suzaku's father, the Japanese kid I was talking about earlier, yes, his father was the prime minister of Japan during that war, and the son would go fight for Britannia. So it's kind of ironic how they're both born for one side, but they're fighting for the other. So it was very kind of, intriguing. And, the way Lelouch, like, he's just a complete mastermind. It's chess, not checkers, man. That's all I could say, because he is a master at chess, and he strategizes everything. I want to think more like him too. It's very motivating just to see how he does it. Just like, you over here, group 5. I need you to go over here beside the building and then go ahead and spray them all down. It was just so amazing how he just like gives orders. He just telegraphs it all. He's like, all right, group J, go ahead and go up on top of the building. Then you need to collapse it with the bombs and detonate it, and then You know, like he'll take out an army like 10 times the size of his, you know, and you know, it's a mech anime. It's kind of warish. There's a bunch of battles, you know, a bunch of skirmishes, and you know, just watch the whole series. I can't tell you like how suspenseful it is because it really is. And the end of the first season, R1, yes, R1. It's really juicy. Every episode, oh my god, it is juicy. But guys, watch it. I don't want to spoil a thing. You have to watch this. You know, I spoil it for my other anime reviews, but this is something that you just have to see firsthand yourself. It is just, what the fuck?